Hello friends, welcome to LeggLife. It is Wednesday night, December 22nd, 11 p.m. The night before you guys are watching this. And we are just now sitting down to record, and we got home from dinner and drinks with friends.
Yep.
And honestly, we were like, what are we gonna do with our video?
Are we going to have a video for tomorrow?
Are we gonna have made it all of this way through Vlogmas with a video every day and then fail at the finish line? And so I asked Sherri a question. I said, Sherri, if we were to sit down in the studio and hit record, what's the one thing that's on your mind right now that you could just talk about?
Yeah.
And honestly, when I asked that question, I felt a little bit bad because sometimes you're a processor, internal processor, and so you don't do great with like, I want an instant response question.
Ever.
Except for this time.
Right.
Because Sherri gave me an answer and I was like, yo, that's like deep and awesome and perfect for Vlogmas. And so in this late night video, we're gonna talk about the one change in our life that we have made that honestly over the last number of years has kind of redeemed the month of December for us.
Yeah.
This month used to be absolutely chaotic, crazy, and a month that we just wanted to get through and past.
Yeah.
Now it's a month we love and enjoy, and we're gonna tell you the one change we've made to make that happen.
Tonight we went out to dinner and drinks with friends who have been our friends for over 16 years.
Yeah. Basically our whole marriage.
Our whole marriage. Yeah, we've known this couple for a long time. They've been really close, and you know, I think our circles have changed a little bit. We don't get to see them as much as we would like.
Yep.
But every time we get to hang out with them, we're always just like, this is why we love you. This is why we are friends. And as we were chatting with them, it's the kind of thing that because we have 16 years of history with them, we don't have to like explain anything. We can just be like, oh, there's this situation, and they're like, oh yeah, oh my gosh.
We can just like jump back into relationship.
Right. Yeah. And it sparked this thought in me that, you know, again, we've been friends with them for 16 plus years, and so we have done Christmas with them for 16 plus years, and tonight, that's what we did. We exchanged gifts, we did dinner and drinks, and we just chatted for a long time, and it kind of brought back to me, I don't know, I can't even tell you when we really started kind of pulling back, but I do remember for years, the month of December was busy, and just something to slog through and just get done. Like, can we just be done with December? And we were sitting at dinner, and I just kind of was looking around and just thinking, this is nice. Like, there's no rush. There's no, like, we've got 18 other things to do before Christmas. We have time and margin to just spend time with these people that we love. And
that's what kind of spurred this conversation. You know, as Sherri alluded to, for a number of years, December for us was hands down the busiest month of the year.
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago, and it might have been 4 or 5 years ago, but us getting to a place as we entered the month of December, sitting down with our calendar, and every single night of the month of December had something on it. It was every single night, no exception. Sometimes
multiple things in a night.
It was like a Christmas party at 7 and a Christmas party at 9, and then we're gonna swing by. You know what I mean? It was like our life was so full and so busy that it was just about getting through it.
Yes.
It was just pure exhaustion. And you guys know, like, I love Christmas. And so for me, Christmas, I kind of got lost in the busyness of it. And for you just died in the exhaustion of it.
Right, yeah.
And that was the way that we lived for a number of years. And we lived that way for a few reasons. Number one, we lived that way because we felt like we were obligated to say yes to everything. Every party we were invited to, we had to say yes. Every like group, I mean, here's the reality, we're a dual income, no kid couple. So if there's any kind of a fundraiser, any kind of a nonprofit thing, we get invited because they want us to give money. And so
you also don't have anything else to spend your money on. You should just give it
to us. And so like every month it was always getting together, and it was getting together with people that we loved. But even when we got together with that, the clock was ticking in our head until the next thing.
Right.
And the change that we have made really has been, it's happened because of two things. One that we've done intentionally, and the other that like, well, the universe did to us.
Correct.
So the first thing that we did to kind of restore and redeem the month of December was we got better at saying no.
Yes, and I would say that it wasn't just the month of December. I think that there were a lot of things year-round that we got better at saying no to.
Yeah.
Because we were just so busy all the time.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just to the point of exhaustion.
And I distinctly remember a conversation that we had where we were like, we need to pull back on this stuff. Like, and that was kind of what started it for us. And so we intentionally started limiting the things that we would give ourselves and our time to.
Right.
And the second thing that happened, honestly, was COVID.
Right.
Like, the reality is that, like, COVID canceled the Christmas parties. Yeah. Right? And there is I want to be careful with this, but as we all step back into normal life, or whatever normal life will look like after all this is over, there is a danger in going back to the way things were, and everything about the way things were wasn't great.
Right.
And so for us, as we start to think about our Decembers, we don't want to go back to the way things were.
Right.
Because tonight was spectacular, because when friends called, we were able to say yes.
Right.
And we had the entire evening to give to them and to spend with them. And when we said, let's go get a drink over here now, we could say, yeah, let's do that, rather than actually we have somewhere we have to be.
And let's sit outside their house in our car and just keep chatting, because we can.
And so I think, to me, and I say this a lot, that everything you say yes to means you say no to something else.
Right.
And we've just realized that for us in the month of December, we spent a lot of years saying yes to everything, and we missed out on a lot of stuff because of that.
Yes.
We missed out on a lot of like depth of stuff, I think.
Yes, I agree. And I think that, and you know, this is me just sort of spitfiring a little bit here,
Let's hear it.
As you were talking about how much you love Christmas and how busy everything was, it occurred to me that I maybe push back on Christmas because of how busy it was for so long.
Because you associate Christmas with...
Because to me, Christmas was not this beautiful, relaxing, wonderful time of the year. It was chaos and exhaustion and can I just be done?
Yeah.
And so I'm not excited to like get that started, because I'm just like, I'm already tired. I don't want to push myself even more.
Well, especially as an introvert, because the things that our calendar used to be filled with every day, and I don't, you guys, this is an exaggeration, every single day was a different party or gathering.
Right.
And so you, who get exhausted by that easily, like at the beginning of the month of December, I can only imagine the dread you would have about what was coming, the train that was coming down the tracks.
Right, and that's what Christmas was. That's what Christmas meant, was extroverting for an entire month, which I can't do.
Totally. So for us, I just loved when I asked Sherri that question, what could you talk about? And kind of what you said was just about how tonight was such a good reminder that us pulling back from all of the busyness gave us the margin we need to be able to say yes to the things and the people that really matter.
Yeah.
And when I think of the next decade of our life and of our marriage, it's interesting because I'm just not like, I think about how can we say more to even, or how can we say no to even more things so that we can have more nights like tonight.
Right, so we can continue to say yes to the things that we actually really want to do. And it wasn't so much that we didn't want to do all of these things.
Totally.
But I think that if we had been given a choice and given a calendar and said pick 5 instead of pick 30,
yeah.
I think that we would have picked the things that are really truly important to us
I
and
agree.
the people that are really truly important to us, instead of just doing all of these obligation kinds of things.
And that's the reality, is that we were dying under the weight of obligation.
Right.
And robbing the things and the people that we really loved and wanted to give our time to.
Right.
So that's kind of what we've done, is that we've just said no to more things. And COVID, again, has kind of made that easier to do.
It's made it a lot easier to do because those big fundraisers and the big parties and all of that kind of stuff just isn't happening.
In fact, it was really interesting. If you guys watched our last video, our date night video, we went and walked around the Captain Cook Hotel. And one of the things you guys didn't see in that video is that as we were walking around the hotel, we walked by their ballrooms. And the Captain Cook is known for hosting a lot of corporate Christmas parties.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ballroom doors was open, and I had a really weird experience because we walked by the ballroom door and I looked in at this corporate Christmas party happening, an event that you and I have sat in probably, dozens and dozens of things exactly like that.
Yep, in that ballroom.
In that ballroom. And I literally had a physical reaction, almost of like, oh God, I don't want to go in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was almost like
Oh, that's stressful.
It was like I was instantly filled with, I don't know if anxiety is the right word, or just like I was repulsed by the thought of having to step back into always doing that stuff.
Right.
And so I don't know. I think our hope in this video is that maybe some of you can relate to this story. You can say, yep, I've also been crushed under the weight of obligation. But also, inform, inspire, and do good. And maybe there's something in our story that inspires you to be able to say no so that you have the opportunity to say yes to the things and people that matter.
Yes, because I think, and what we found is that by saying yes to everything, what we were saying no to was us.
Was us and our close friends.
And our close friends.
Yeah.
Like us personally, us together, and our close friends, because we were saying yes to all of the other things.
Completely. And so I'm just done doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just done doing that.
This has really just been, it was so nice just hanging out with them and not having any obligations and not having any okay, well, we have 3 days till Christmas, so we still have these 6 things we have to do and be at, and
in fact,
there was none of that.
In fact, it was so cool because we were at their house. We went over and, gave gifts to their kids. We love their kids. Their kids got to jump all over us and climb all over us. And it was so fun.
Great big squeeze hugs.
Give great big squeeze hugs. But it was really fun because before we even left, our friend asked and said, hey, what are you guys doing after this? After dinner, do you want to maybe go grab a drink? And it was so nice to be able to say yes.
Yeah, sure.
And I know that might sound like a really small thing or a really weird thing, but to us, this is a very new thing that we can actually say yes to the people that we want to give our time to in the month of December.
Right.
This is very, very new for us.
Yeah.
And that to me is one of my things I want to take whenever COVID is over 36 years from now. One of the things that I want to be true about our life is that we don't go back to doing December the same way.
I agree.
Agree?
Yeah.
Want to shake on it?
I'm going to shake on
I'm gonna
it.
shake on it.
I also want to, this is something else that is happening today, Wednesday, so it'll be the day after, or the day before, for you guys, but something happened 17 years ago today.
Oh, as we're recording this.
As we're recording this.
It's
December
true.
22nd.
On the year?
17 years ago. 2004.
2004. This is the anniversary of the day that I asked Sherri to marry me.
Yeah.
How cool is that? You said that you were still going to consider it. You were prayerfully considering what you were going to say. So we're still waiting. I'll let you guys know when we hear. But yeah, it's true. 17 years ago.
17 years ago.
17 years ago tonight. Let's see, what time is it? It is... okay, so, well, a little over 17 years. 17 years ago and a few hours.
And 4 hours.
And 4 hours. That's fun.
Yeah.
It is fun.
Yeah.
So, again, I'll report back to you guys when I get an answer. A different sit-down, chit-chat Vlogmas video.
Yeah.
I want to thank you, though, because when I asked you the question about what, if you were to sit down right now and hit record, what's the thing that's on your heart, your head that you could talk about? That is normally a question that you give me a death glare when I ask you that stuff.
Or just like a deer in headlights. I'm just like...
But
Get back to me next week.
You knocked it out of the park, and here's the thing that I will say to you about this video. I don't care if you guys like this video, because this video is such a good reminder for me about, it's almost like I don't want to go back there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just a reminder that it's like, tonight was beautiful, and we had the space and the margin in our life to make tonight happen, and we got to have a spectacular night with people that we love.
Right.
Because we've said no to lots of other things, we were able to say yes to them tonight.
Yeah.
And it was the greatest thing.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Friends, want to know in the comments below, is this something that relates to you, or was this video just for us? Either way, doesn't matter, because I'm happy with it. We love you guys so very much. Vlogmas Day 23. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve.
Yeah, no.
Is it Christmas Eve the 24th?
Oh, well, yes, tomorrow from when, yes. I'm still thinking 22nd. Tomorrow, the 23rd is not, I'm sorry.
Friends, we love you guys.
It's 11:30 at night.
We'll see you tomorrow on the next LeggLife video.